without a roof, Marysville, California. Hey, look, I had a very excellent and enlightening experience out at the Twin Cities rescue mission here in Marysville. It serves the general Yuba City, Marysville area, which covers two counties, Sutter and Yuba. But a couple of things to pass along, and it was kind of heartwarming to me. We had the chapel service before the meal. These missions work out here, homeless missions. You have to hear the good word of the Lord before you get your dinner. And a wonderful band, wonderful lady, just full of love and beautiful voice. Really kind of captured you, kind of grabbed you. And I looked around, and it could have been a lot to analogies because I was doing a lot of work for the veterans. But I just looked and made a real thoughtful decision to say, the people I'm looking at here, I'd take these 24 guys and throw them in a foxhole with bullets flying over going to any other church I have with just a random 24 people sitting with suits and ties and nicely dressed hair. These people are genuine. You can count on them. You know what's up. And what's nice to me, what I think is wonderful about the rescue mission that I can see so far and what I know from my experience on the street and talking to people, hey man, if you want to get yourself up and out and off the street, off drugs, off alcohol, off addictions, getting yourself straight, man, you got to get under a roof. It's really the only way it works. So they're giving you a roof. And over there, what happens is you get 10 days, out 20, back in 10, as I understand it, if you need it, because it's there for the homeless folks and people that need a shelter, man, instead of living out here on the streets. And I don't know what you're thinking out there watching this video, but living on the streets ain't just like having fun. Oh, I'm going to work and the homeless people are just hanging out having a ball. Anyway, I digress. But bottom line is they provide you with a roof, and if you need to stay longer, if you want to do what's called a blackout, you can stay and you can't leave the facility. And I think that's a 30-day blackout, and it allows people to get off alcohol and drugs. One gentleman had expressed that that's what he's doing, man, and keep him in your thoughts and prayers, because I think he's only 3 or 4 or 5 days in, and hey, it's hard, man. It's hard kicking into addiction, but a lot of times it's harder to step forward and take responsibility for doing it, and that man has. Hold him in your thoughts. I actually had another wonderful discussion with a gentleman who's fairly recently out of prison, and it was using this place. He knows what I just said. You need a place, man. You need people around you. You need some will that he has, but you need people to lift you up. You need people to talk to. You need people to be a friend. So that's what you got going on at the mission. But I do want to share what happened when I left the mission. So I left, and I'm thinking to myself, every single day, man, I'm helping people in a small way, but to them, a significant way. So I leave, just get outside the gate. There's a gentleman there, just shoveled, looked like he'd been traveling, and he just came from Orville and had a suitcase. He just really looked down and out. Needed water, needed food. Helped him with the water, but food was in the mission, because I'd left my backpack there. But bottom line, I said, no, I know a place, man. The King's Table, 10th Street Diner. And we're going to have a blog on that here in a day or so. But I walked out there, and about 3/4 of the way, I looked at him. He looked so much better. He looked happy and, content. And I just noticed that and said it to him. And he said, I do, and I really thank you for taking the time and talking to me. It was a blessing. Later on, further down the road, I ran into Dennis, and folks have been following this. Dennis, I kind of got a place right here for Dennis, man. I feel from him. I think he's a wonderful guy. I told him, I said, I'm going to St. John's, man. I'm already late. So he said, I'll catch up with you, man. But get over there. And this is him. He's on his bike. He's like shaking his head back and forth. So I'm like, hey, yo, Dennis, man, what's up? He said, oh, man, this guy, I gave him something to drink, alcoholic, and he drank it, didn't give it back to me. And then he said he was, and I gave him something to smoke. I think it might have been funny stuff. And then, and he said he was going to help me. He told me to wait here on this bench. He's going to come back, give me some money. I waited an extra half hour. That guy's no good. Just getting down on it, man. A lot of people do. I have. Heck, I have. I know you have. But anyway, I said to him, Dennis, you know how you got to overcome that. What was the last really nice thing that happened? And it was really a blessing for me to hear his story. He just perked up like a bride, man, day of her wedding. He says, Bill, Saturday, man, my son told me, you go out New Hope out here in Yuba. I'll be out there with my grandkids. I got to see my son, my grandkids, some other relatives. Oh man, I haven't seen my son in years, man. You know how I felt? You know how good I felt about that? Smiling ear to ear. And I said, Dennis, man, that's what you got to do, man. You get down with someone, get you down. Think about the good things in life, man. Lift yourself up. I said, I got to go into the church here. And he said to me, he said, Bill, thank you so much, man. God's blessing to see you, but I got to go up here, but I'm going to see you soon. He meant it. I saw Dennis, man. Dennis came into the church. It was touching, just before communion. And I want to share this with you. But Dennis had taken the time to come into church, man, and he was struggling. Dennis was struggling, crying a little bit in the pew, and then the communion came around time to me. I kind of tapped and said, come on up with me if you want. And he did. He came up, he took communion, and he came back. But he was really troubled today, Dennis was. He left church a little early, didn't have a chance to talk to him before I left. And, I shared his story with one of the deacons at the Episcopal Church, Deacon Sarah, and passed along the Without a Roof link and told her to take a look at the stuff we've done on Dennis and to keep Dennis in her heart and in her prayers. But I'm also going to see what I can do to try to get Dennis over to the mission. I think Dennis is someone that might be able to take that next jump and, make his kids and grandkids even a happier family to see him, finally kick all of his addictions and anyway, maybe get a roof.